These cinnamon rolls are so easy to make. Welcome back to my channel. We are using half cup of milk. We are using 1 egg. We are using 1 tablespoon of sugar. We are using 1 tablespoon of instant yeast or your active dry yeast. And I'm going to add in 2.5 cups of flour. Now, after adding in my flour into my mixture, if it isn't going to be enough to get my dough together, I will just add in more warm water or more milk until my dough is together. Then I'm going to go on now to add 40 grams of butter, which I'm going to knead into my dough until fully absorbed. This may take between 3 to 5 minutes, after which I'm going to cover my dough and allow it to proof, or just rest. I wouldn't say proof, I'll say allow it to rest for 20 minutes. Now, this is after 20 minutes. Your dough would have proofed a bit, but maybe it may double its size, which I doubt. It just proofed a bit. I'm going to now knead my dough a bit and get it together after I sprinkled a little bit of flour in my dough. If this is your first time of stopping by my channel, you're so welcome. And if you've been here before, good to have you here once again. And if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to Debbie's Kitchen. Do like and share. Do comment and tell me what you think about this recipe. Are you going to be trying this recipe out? Of course you would. It is so easy. Following this my method, you wouldn't have to knead, you wouldn't have to stress yourself. You do not need a mixer, so anyone can make it. I'm just going to roll my dough till flat and I'm going to spread my margarine. You can decide to use butter, but girl, for this recipe, margarine is perfect. It is soft, easy to manage, and it will make your dough or your cinnamon rolls to come out very, very fluffy. So you can go for butter or margarine. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of brown sugar. I'm not a fan of too much sugar. Some persons will form cinnamon and brown sugar paste and just rub it off on their dough, but me, I'm not a fan of too much sugar, so I'll just sprinkle a handful of brown sugar all over my dough, yes, until all the surface is fairly covered with my sugar. Then I'm going to do the same with my cinnamon. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon or fairly reasonable amount of cinnamon onto my dough. This is what your dough should look like. Now we're going to go on now to roll. Mind you, you can add more sugar, you can add more cinnamon, just do you. But for me, the quantity I use for this video, a handful of cinnamon and a handful of brown sugar is enough for me. Look at the way I'm rolling my dough. If your dough is a bit sticky, just sprinkle your surface with a little bit of flour like what I'm doing here. Or dust your palm with a little bit of flour. This will help you to roll your rolls or your cinnamon roll easily without having your dough getting stuck to your fingers or the surface you will be rolling on. Pinch the edge of your dough and roll it on the surface to give it a smoother look. Get a thread or a rope that is clean and, my dear, cut your dough. Now, the thread is advisable because your dough is really soft. If you decide to use your knife, it will just press your dough together. You won't get that fine, clean cut. So this thread does the magic. And if you have sewing thread in your house, my dear, it will do the trick. Just triple it and use it to cut your cinnamon. So this is me placing my cinnamon rolls in my pan. I'm going to brush with egg yolk to give it a shiny and attractive look. Cover and allow it to proof for 30 to 45 minutes in a warm environment. Look at how it looks after proofing. We're going to go on now to bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 25 to 30 minutes, or until you get a golden brown look. Now, this is what we got at the end of the day. Guys, look at this cinnamon roll. At this point, you can top your cinnamon with any toppings of your choice. But for me, I'm not adding anything. The flavor of the cinnamon, the butter, and the brown sugar is enough for me. We are not adding anything. But if you have anything, if you have heavy cream, if you have whipped cream, even if you want to have your sugar and icing sugar paste, it is fine. This is what we got at the end of the day. It was soft, it was fluffy, it was flavorful and yummy. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Are you going to try this recipe out? And come on, subscribe to my channel now. Support your girl. Do like and share. And see you in my next one. Bye-bye. Good to have you here. See you next time.